On Wednesday, Facebook's oversight board, the Overlords, the fake independent Supreme Court of Facebook bans, ruled that President Trump's ban will stay and that it was justified because, as you know, he said certain things about the Democrats that the Democrats were saying about him after he won in 2016, and that's not allowed. Jen Circleback Psaki, one of old Joe's caretakers, then said that more censorship needs to be done because people are still exercising their First Amendment on social media.
Facebook has decided to keep former President Trump off of its platform for now. Senator Ted Cruz tweeted the following: for every liberal celebrating Trump's social media ban, if the big tech oligarchs can muzzle the former president, what's to stop them from silencing you? What do you make of that comment? Does he have a point?
Well, let me first say that this is an independent board's decision, and we're not going to have any comment on the future of the former president's social media platform. The president's view is that the major platforms have a responsibility related to the health and safety of all Americans to stop amplifying untrustworthy content, disinformation, and misinformation, especially related to COVID-19, vaccinations, and elections. So his view is that there's more that needs to be done to ensure that this type of misinformation, disinformation, damaging, sometimes life-threatening information is not going out to the American public.
I don't think there's a single American citizen who expected that the oversight board would have allowed him back on Facebook. I guess some of the Democrats feared that they might, but it's obvious that they never were. They're just making it appear as if this phony independent body reviewed the decision. Although they said it's not a lifetime ban, it's just for 6 months. And then in 6 months, they'll revisit their decision and then they'll make it official that he's never allowed back because he's still spreading misinformation on his own website. And we can't allow that on Facebook. Also, this week in censorship, Facebook banned LifeSite News, a popular Christian pro-life website. They were banned from YouTube back in February, and now Facebook completely banned them. Rumor has it because they're posting certain statistics about the vaccine that you're not supposed to talk about. By the way, I've been in contact with Kyle Rittenhouse's lawyer, and I recommended that he submit Kyle's case to the Facebook Oversight Board in attempts to try to get that page reinstated because, as you probably know, his page was banned upon his arrest, his false arrest for defending himself. As you know, Facebook decided that he's guilty until proven innocent and gave me a community guideline strike and censored one of my posts where I showed a video of Kyle helping put out a fire that the rioters had started because you're not allowed to show him in a positive light at all. Literally, that's their policy. You're not allowed to PRS, praise, represent, or support anybody who's been added to their dangerous persons list. Somebody who's still allowed to have their Facebook page, however, is Bryce Gage Watkins, who was arrested for allegedly doing the most horrific thing a human being could do to a child. And he allegedly recorded that abuse and sent the video to others through Facebook Messenger. And he was arrested. Thankfully, he's still in jail. But his Facebook page is still up. So if he's allowed, God forbid, out on bail, he could continue to use his page. So apparently, sending child abuse allegedly through Facebook Messenger is not a violation of Facebook's terms of service, but Kyle Rittenhouse, acting in self-defense, is. After his arrest, some of the articles linked directly to his Facebook page, and I was absolutely stunned to see that it was still up. So I started tweeting to Andy Stone, Facebook's public relations guy over on Twitter, along with many other people once they saw that the page is still up. We started asking him, why is this page up after he's been arrested for allegedly sending child abuse through Facebook's Messenger? And Andy Stone didn't respond. Here it is months later. The page is still up, which leads me to only one conclusion, that Facebook doesn't have a problem with that. And new research confirms what's previously been reported, that Facebook was the primary platform that people used to organize the events of January 6th at the Capitol. But of course, they're never going to get banned from the App Store like Parler was. Meanwhile, Mark Zuckerberg has become one of the most despised people on planet Earth. So last year alone, Facebook spent $25 million on security for him. That's $2 million a month. That's over $68,000 a day on security to protect Mark Zuckerberg. President Trump just updated his website, the Desk of Donald Trump, which is sort of looking like it's going to be a blog and maybe even a vlog as well, with him posting some videos. He'd been posting some press releases on a fairly regular basis, but it looks like it's going to be a little more active now. So somebody started a Twitter account for him, just a fan account. Certainly wasn't him. The Desk of Donald Trump started mirroring the posts over there, and then people started complaining about it. And one of the top trends on Twitter was calling for people to ban President Trump. He's trying to return to Twitter, and the account was immediately suspended. Senator Josh Hawley just came out with a new book called The Tyranny of Big Tech, which is all about social media censorship. And despite Fox News and other conservative media outlets just heaping lavish praise onto him, he didn't even make it into Amazon's top 10 bestseller list. My last book made it to number 3, by the way, and I'm just a guy in my kitchen on a laptop. I told you guys that after the election, regardless of the outcome, that I was going to take the gloves off and stop being nice to Republicans because we need to hold them accountable. And Senator Hawley, we pay you to write bills, not to write books. Maybe instead of writing a book trying to make some quick cash, you could have, done your job. Like, maybe write a letter to the TSA asking why they put Nick Fuentes on the no-fly list, even though he didn't even enter the Capitol on January 6th. Maybe instead of writing a book on the taxpayer's dime, you could have been writing letters to the Senate Banking Committee or banks themselves, demanding answers as to why banks are allowed to ban legal companies like Gab for simply running a social media service that allows the First Amendment to exist on the internet. In fact, Senator, I haven't even seen you spend the time to post a single tweet about that. And by the way, Alex Jones has mentioned that one of his bank accounts or merchant accounts was closed as well. But no members of Congress will speak out about that. And I'm sure that that's not in Josh Hawley's book either. So here's Senator Hawley's Washington, D.C. office phone number. This is not doxing. This is the publicly available number on his website. So save this number in your phone and call the office during office hours and help educate Senator Hawley about these and other important issues that he seems to keep missing. Sometimes you gotta do things the old-fashioned way, and tweeting to members of Congress or commenting on their Facebook page isn't gonna get the job done. If, on the other hand, their secretary get an earful all afternoon or perhaps all week about a particular issue or a variety of important issues, then they're gonna be sure to relay that message to the senator or the congressman. Over the last several years, I've spoken on the phone with the secretaries of numerous members of Congress and senators, sent them physical documents, reports that I put together, sections of my book, followed up with emails, trying to alert them about what was coming. And apparently, obviously, they didn't listen. So at this point, it's up to you to reach out to your representative, your senator, even your governor, and educate them about these issues. And at this point, it's not even really about educating some of them, it's about encouraging them to actually do something about it. Subscribe to my channel if you're new here, and if you want to support my work, head on over to my online store, markdice.com, and get yourself a Free Speech Zone shirt, a Trump's America shirt, or an I Love Global Warming tank top. Now available for spring or summer. So head on over to markdice.com or click the link in the description below and check them out.